Hi guys, this is Brittany from Imagine This, a music and art studio for both children and adults, and today we are going over Art 1's lesson. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the supplies. This week we are doing birdhouses. So if you came by the studio, you should have gotten a little pack like this. There'll be all sorts of craft stuff inside, but what's most important and absolutely necessary for this craft is you are going to need string, which will be provided, this little carton, also provided. And then some other supplies that you will need, but we will not be providing, will be some glue. You can use regular glue, or if you're a little impatient, you can use some hot glue, but we strongly suggest parent supervision with hot glue. A hole punch. Now, if you don't have a hole punch, it's okay. Just use a pair of scissors. Some scissors. And then if you want to decorate it with markers or crayons, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Before we fold our house together, one thing I want you to do is you'll notice that there are 4 floppy tabs. Above it, there should be little squares. I want you to choose one of these squares and I want you to cut a hole in it. If we're going to do a birdhouse, we need a way for the bird to get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to pick the one right here. You can pick any of the 4 squares. Any side will show up, but I'm just going to pick this one. It will be the easiest to cut. I'm going to slightly fold it, not completely bend, and cut into the paper. Now I'm just going to do a little circle, but you can do any shape you want as long as it's a shape that is bird friendly, or maybe even squirrels, who knows? Just going to cut a circle into it. And there we have our little hole for our bird friend to go in. Right now, these 4 little flaps at the bottom, we are going to fold them together. And how we're going to do this is I'm going to take this side does not have a sticky thing, you'll notice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start folding these sides, one on top of the other, and then the side that has this sticky part on it, I'm going to peel off the tape. Then I'm going to stick it right onto those other flaps on the bottom. Now it's still a little wonky, but that's okay. If needed, you can add some tape onto it or some glue to keep it all together more nicely. But this next part should help as well. So you'll notice that on this side, there's a little strip right here that has a long piece of sticky tape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this long strip on the inside of our birdhouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the sticky piece, fold it inside of the box, press firmly to make sure that stays, and now we have a good little box. Now if there's any hanging over from the strip, you can just cut that away. I'll do that later. Now this next part is the hardest part. So what I'm going to do is I like to focus on the sides. And you'll notice there's a triangle shape with 2 other sides to it. So what I like to do is I press towards the top, trying to make sure that I keep a nice square at the bottom, but ultimately going for sort of a milk carton shape. And once I have a nice folded edge on this side, I do the same to the other side as well. Again, make sure that the bottom stays intact. And then you're just going to press both sides together. They should fold equally. If you have a little trouble, you can manipulate it from the inside with that helpful little hole we made for the birds. Alright, so now I have the overall shape, but it needs to stick together. So you'll notice that on the inside of the top fold, there's another piece of sticky tape. Unpeel that piece, and then stick the 2 sides together. And there you have it. Now you'll notice the bottom's a little unfolded right here, so if I want, I can go in with tape or glue that together to make it more firm. But other than that, that is how you make your birdhouse. You can decorate it any way you want. We gave you confetti, some black lace, maybe even a little nest. There's all sorts of materials, so just have fun, make it unique, and make it your own. But the last thing you absolutely need to do once you have your beautiful birdhouse all done, we need a string on it so we can hang it up so our little bird friends can go inside. So either with a hole punch or scissors, what you're going to do is you're going to take it, get on this top strip right here, and make a tiny little hole for a string. You'll see I have a hole right here. And then with a pink piece of string, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop it through and tie it. That way I can hang this up and my bird friends can go inside. But of course, to welcome our friends, we provided a little treat for you as well. So inside your bag, you should notice a small bag of birdseed. Now putting the birdseed inside, do not put it in when you begin the craft. Once you are done, everything's dry and ready to be hung up, what you're going to do, you're going to angle your birdhouse backwards with the hole in the front. You're just going to pour a little bit of birdseed inside of the container. You don't have to fill the bottom of it. We want room for our bird friends to come inside, but just a little bit, and that scent and those seeds should be really welcoming to birds. But other than that, I hope you enjoy your activity, and we'd love to see pictures of your birdhouses. Have a good week!